winds that have moved inland, but that's about to change. If you look at the Doppler velocities out of the Tampa radar, I showed this earlier, Steph. They were inbound components, now albeit at about 10,000 feet in altitude, but still not far off the deck. The winds are 170 miles per hour over the water, moving northbound. There is also a southbound wind here, over 170 miles per hour. So this is, again, over water, but do expect wind gusts way over 100 miles per hour right along the coast, and that is exactly why, as you said, Steph, we have this extreme wind warning for Lee County until 12:45, where we are expecting sustained winds over 115 miles per hour, and that indeed may last for an hour or so. And I'm going to send it over to Mike Seidel in Fort Myers right now, about to get into some of the really, really bad stuff. Mike.
Yes, Dr. Postel, we're watching the radar very closely because we are going to get into that high wall very soon. With the 11 a.m. update, no change in the direction of movement and speed. North-northeast at 10 miles an hour. Let me set the stage here. We're in Fort Myers on the water. This is the Caloosahatchee River. The dock's now going underwater and they're bouncing up and down. I'm sure we're going to lose some of that, if not all of that. And this goes under the bridge to Sanibel Island, which we can't see now because of the rain and the wind. And just look at how the wind is picking up the water off the river. This river goes out to San Carlos Bay, which dumps into the Gulf of Mexico. But the winds already have gusted to over 70 miles an hour, and they're running 40 to 50 miles an hour sustained. We're not even in the eye wall. Not raining particularly hard right now. This whole area in Lee County has been evacuated. All the mandatory evacuation. Zone A, that's the coastal areas, the barrier islands, Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel, that's all been evacuated. The only folks here at the hotel basically are employees and the media. We get a little break just for a moment. Well, what's going to happen? We're going to set the eye wall coming in here, and we may stay in that for a long time. I'm not sure if we'll ever get into the eye. Stephanie and Jim are a little farther north, up in Punta Gorda, and also where Stephanie is in Englewood. They'll probably get in the eye. You'll see the winds will go calm, and we may see some sunshine. It's going to be a remarkable afternoon of live coverage here on the Weather Channel, Dr. Postel, and the worst is yet to come as far as the wind here. The other thing is the surge. The surge in this area from Bonita Beach south of here up to Englewood, now expected 12 to 18 feet. To put that in perspective, with Hurricane Charlie back in 2004, the peak surge was 9.4 feet on Fort Myers Beach. So that's, if it gets to 18, that's twice the surge. This is a slower moving storm. It's a much bigger storm. Charlie came in as a 150 mile an hour Cat 4. Right now, this is a high-end Cat 4, 155 mile an hour hurricane. So similarities, but differences. Larger, much slower. So wide impacts across the state of Florida. The heaviest rain will be along and north and west of the track. Up to 12 to 18 inches of rain, as much as 2 feet in some areas. So inland areas, flooding, and again, extreme risk of power outages here and across the entire area, across that I-4 corridor. Dr. Postel, will send it back to you. I will say our power's been flickering, but right now, it's still on. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, it's still on in the Fort Myers area. We are getting tropical storm force winds where you are, Mike. It looks bad. Tropical storm force winds are bad, but that's just a measure of what we're up against going forward. What you're going to get in Fort Myers, and especially areas to your north, is 1,000 times worse than what you've got right now. So I can tell you right now, Fort Myers, the airport, gusting to 53 miles per hour. In exposed areas, maybe gusting a little higher than that. But right in here is the eye wall, where the hurricane force winds are, and the winds over 100 miles per hour are, and they are about ready to come on board here in Sanibel Island, Captiva, and areas just to the north. That is where the destructive winds are, and they are coming. The Doppler radar out of Tampa, scanning the skies here at about 10,000 feet or so in altitude.